momentarily. Shalom.
He let us know that we are Israelites, and I can see over and over how He molded and guided our life. Giving thanks to your hope, 'cause we can never thank Thee enough. I can believe that we are His children. I never knew that He loved us so much. Moshe was a great and mighty prophet. He set the standards for the prophet to come. A godly man, a strong and humble leader. His place and time can never be undone. Oh, give thanks to your hope. He let us know that we are Israelites, and I can see I can believe that we got the children. I never knew that He loved us so much. So we will praise you, Jehovah, 'cause there is none that is like unto Thee. So you're the one who made our lives bolder. You're the one who gave us life and the lasting legacy. And oh, know that we are Israelites, and I can see over and over how He molded and guided our life. Giving thanks to your, 'cause we can never thank Thee enough. I can believe that we are His children. I never knew that He loved us so much. A great and mighty prophet. He set the standard for the prophet to come. A godly man, a strong humble leader. His place and time can never be undone. Oh, give thanks to your hope. He let us know that we are Israelites, and I can see you, Jehovah, 'cause there is none that is like unto Thee. You're the one who made our lives bolder. You're the one who gave us life and the lasting legacy. Oh,
I said it, give it
thanks to your hope.
I said it's all about you.
You let us know that we are Israelites, and I can see over and over how You molded and guided our life. Giving thanks to your hope, 'cause we can never thank You enough. I can believe that we got His children. I never knew that He loved us so much. Giving thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Giving thanks.
Toda Rabbah, Ya Elohim, Elohei Abotim, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yisrael, Ha'el HaGibor, Ha'el HaNorah, Ha'el HaRo'eh HaKol, Ha'el HaShalom Yera'eh, Ha'el ha'sho feta kol. Wa'el asher lo yisha pate. Hu malkenu. Hu borenu. Hu moshienu. Hu adonenu. Hu no tain lanu mazon. Hu no tain lanu mayin. Hu ma'akil et amo Yisrael b'kol hazman. Eloheinu. Asenu to be'eneka. Salak lanu. Wagam king. Rakets kulanu. Wagam king. Anatnu nerukat. Hoshanu. Wagam king. Anaknu niwashea. Ki ata ha'el ha'moshia we'ain eslaka. B'shamayim o ba'aret. Ata ha'el hamzuyam. Ata ha'el ha'tov. Ata ha'el ha'shadai. Ata ha'el ha'shalit. Ata ha'el ha'kol debarim. Mimka. Wagam king ein me'uma al ha'aret Billy mishpateka. Eloheinu we Elohe aboteinu. Elohe Abraham, Elohe Yiskak we Elohe Israel. Salak lanu kapir kulanu. Nakwe kulanu. Rakets kulanu. Ki. Anaknu meluk lakim. Mesar tutim be'eneka. Anaknu meluk lakim. Behemot be'eneka. Afar be'eneka. Kimo, hatum aisha be'eneka, anaknu dom'in, Eloheinu we Elohe aboteinu, Elohe Abraham, Elohe Yiskak we Elohe Israel, ata nehaltanu, min imotenu wa abotenu, min dodotenu wa gamken dodenu, min akenu haskwanim wa gamken akyot haskwanot. Wa anaknu halaknu minka. Anaknu shabarnu misvoteka. Anaknu lo halaknu bezedek al toroteka. Al kain al hayom hashabataze. Particulat al hashabataze. Anaknu mitwadim lefaneka. Hirshanu. Kizabnu. Tiabnu. Salaklanu anaknu sho'alim wa anaknu mitpalim lefaneka. Yehovah Eloheinu we Elohe abotenu. Elohe imotenu. Elohe Yisrael. Ha'el asher bakor et David when ata lo et beno shalomo. Wagam king atana tata lahem et mamleket lokol mamlakota aret. Wagam king Yisrael hem shabru mishwoteka. Atasha lakta et nebi eka et yekesquel wagam king lefanau Yeshayahu wagam et lefanau Shemuel wagam et lefanau Moshe wagam king lo shamanu al nebi eka lo shamanu al miswoteka lo shamanu al derakeka lo shamanu al mistoroteka al kena naknu ba'aret oy boitenu anaknu yosbin begolotenu. Salak lanu, wagam king tir e bebakusha, etza akwat imot Israel, wagam king tir e bebakusha eta mit ob abot Israel. Eloheinu, we Elohe abotenu. Habe ish le isha, habe akla akot, habe ima labe, wagam king habe abba labat, bitstekwa be eneka, salak lanu anaknu. McQuarrie, King of all that there is, rock of all salvation through every generation, the one who sees all and is not seen, the one who judges all and is not judged. We ask you, O Yah, to be with those who know you and those who know you not, O Yah. We ask you, O King of heaven and earth, to guide, shield, and protect us from dangers seen and unseen. For without you, we are naught. Without you, we could do nothing. Without you, we are unsuccessful. Therefore, we have no one to ask but you in the heaven above, on the earth beneath. Open our eyes, O Yah, and let us not be like Balaam, whose eyes were shut. Open our eyes, O Yah, and let us not be like the Pharaoh whose heart was hardened, O Yah. Open our eyes, O Yah, and let us not be stubborn and stiff-necked, O Yah, like the Israelites of old. Heal us, protect us, guide, shield, and be for us, O King. We ask for all these things during the Shabbat and any other day. Hallelujah. Amen. Giving honor and praise unto the Creator, the maker of heaven and earth. We hope and pray, brothers and sisters, that you are well and will be better. We are, brothers and sisters, going to get into this presentation regarding the matter, if we will, and giving honor to Yah, the one who sees all and is not seen, the one who judges all and is not judged. We are going to, brothers and sisters, get into this. I want to share the screen, if we will, right? Go here, pull this up, if we will, in that manner. Thank you for that, family. And as is unusual, but will be this time, I will show myself in the teaching, which is uncommon for me. But brothers and sisters, just want to do so in the spirit, if we will, and give an honor to the one who sees all and is not seen, the one who judges all and is not judged. I give on a human level due respect to my Mora, Ima Tamikia, who I see in the chat, and my brother and advisor, Yirmiyahu, who I also see in the chat, brothers and sisters. The song that you heard earlier, brothers and sisters, was called Giving Thanks unto Yah. The way you say thanks in Hebrew is Todah, but to give thanks is Hodah. Also means to give praises, give thanks and praises, if you will. Brothers and sisters, there's nothing wrong with doing that on any day. And you certainly want to do it on the Shabbat day, brothers and sisters, in that particular case. No one is perfect doesn't mean that we must sit and be comfortable within our imperfection. Brothers and sisters, that is not something that we care to sit there and endorse, brothers and sisters, for reference purposes. We are going to ask the people to comment, like, share, and subscribe. We're going to pull up the PowerPoint, brothers and sisters. We're going to show this in as much real time, brothers and sisters, as much as possible. We're going to, brothers and sisters, be getting into the Hebrew of this particular matter, if we will, family. All right, Leviticus chapter 18, and we're going to be in verse 3. Okay, so without any further ado, we're asking you to get your pens, your pads, your paper, and take notes. All right, and being comfortable with family, excuse me. When you talk for X amount of time, you do get thirsty. Brothers and sisters, I don't have a cup, so I just sat there and left it as such in this particular case. All right, so let's get into this, brothers and sisters, and pull up the PowerPoint, if we will. If I can be heard well and people are in good spirits, please type in the number 4. If I can be heard well and people are in good spirits, please type in the number 4. Thank you for that. And we're going to be on Mordeh Yeshaya Torah lessons, Mordeh Yeshaya Hebrew lessons. And brothers and sisters, we're going to be in a Facebook page or profile. That is to say, Yeshaya Author Danites. All right. So without any further ado, let us, brothers and sisters, get into this. Shalom. Welcome to Danite Publications. We hope and pray that you all are well and will be better. This presentation is based on the Hebrew found in Leviticus 18, verse 3. We ask you all to get your pens, if you will, brothers and sisters, right? Your pads, pencils, paper, and take notes. We can be reached at 908-587-4841. 908-587-4841. Thank you for that, family. Let's look at this, brothers and sisters, and go over this, if we will. Right? Oh, didn't mean to do that again. Okay, let's look. Remembering, brothers and sisters, that Hebrew is read from right to left, right? So we can gather and see that it says, Kama Aseh, as the doings of Eretz Canaan, the land of Egypt. Asher, which Yeshabten Ba, which you all sat in her. Lo ta'asu, you shall not do. Uk ma'aseh, and as the doings of Eretz, the land of Canaan, Asher ani may be etkem. Shama, in which I am bringing you all there. Lo ta'asu. Uku quotehem lo teku. And in their statutes, you all shall not walk. So, brothers and sisters, what we want to get into in this is getting into the matter of how to expound upon this linguistically. All right. Thank you for that, family. So let's continue in this. Let's look at this. Kema aseh eretz Mitzrayim asher yeshabtem ba. Now, what we're going to do in showing this in as much real time as possible, right, is do it as so. Kama aseh. Now, let's look, brothers and sisters. You have here, we want to show going back here, if you will, right? Kama aseh. This kaf represents the k sound, which means like or as in that particular case, right? Kama aseh. Ma'aseh, doings of. Now, this kaf and this mem, they both serve, brothers and sisters, as a prefix. All right? They both serve as a prefix. The verb aseh, in this case, comes from the root word asa. The word asa means to do or to make in root. Now, the infinitive of that is the word la'asot. When we say infinitive, we're saying the literal meaning of to do. Asa is generally stated as meaning to do, but it literally means he did. The third person masculine is always the root of to get to something, and is not trying to sound funny. In order to get into knowing something, you have to know the seed of it, and it is the masculine principle that has the seed of such in our culture. So now, looking at it in this particular case, when we read kama aseh as ka ma, serving as a prefix, aseh from asa, this mem, brothers and sisters, which we are going to show here, brothers and sisters, looking at it in this case, right? Let's look here, if we will, right? And we want to enlarge that particular one for now, right? And then we go back here, slideshow. And now this letter that you see bold and highlighted serves again as a prefix. When you put, as in the word asa being a verb, anytime you prefix any verb, asa or any other one, right, with a mem, that verb becomes a noun. Asa, the verb. When you prefix a verb with the letter mem, it becomes a noun. So now the word asa in root meaning to do or to make, ma'aseh means action or doing. It becomes the noun in that particular case. And the noun is a person, place, or thing, as we know and understand, right? So that is something that we care to point out for reference purposes. This is on the channel, More Than Yeshaya Torah Lessons, More Than Yeshaya Hebrew Lessons, and the Facebook profile, Yeshaya Author Danite. All right? Kama aseh, as the doings of. Now, right? Looking at it in that particular case. No, not she, say. Thank you. Like the doings, actions of. All right, so let that be pointed out for reference purposes. If there are any questions, please feel free to type it into the chat. Again, we are on More Than Yeshaya Torah Lessons, More Than Yeshaya Hebrew Lessons, and the Facebook profile, Yeshaya Author Danite. All right, so now you have, next looking at this here, we have, brothers and sisters, from the current slide, if we will, Eretz Mitzrayim, the land of Mitzrayim. Now, we've already gone over that Mitzrayim does not literally mean Egypt. Mitzrayim, the ayin, in its suffix shows it to be a dual plural. For instance, the Hebrew word for sock that you put on your foot is the word garab. All right, so garabayim would mean socks because you have two socks. The Hebrew word for ear, brothers and sisters, the ear on your head, right, is the word ozen. The Hebrew word for ears, because you have two ears, is aznayim. So when you read about Joseph's son, Ephraim, it means doubly fruitful in that particular case, if we will. All right, so now let's look. We have here Eretz Mitzrayim, the land of Machzor being doubled. What does Machzor mean? It means distress. It comes from the Hebrew word Machzer, which you might see in the book of Psalms 118. It also, brothers and sisters, comes from its other root, Zor, which means trouble, which you might see in the book of Isaiah chapter 30. So these are things that we care to bring out for reference purposes. So Eretz Mitzrayim, generally translated as land of Egypt, does not literally mean land of Egypt. All right. What it means is the land of double distress. Israel called the place where they were enslaved at Mitzrayim. The people called the Mitzrayim, or the said Egyptians, they had their own name for that land, which was Sematawi, the unity of the two lands. All right. Tashmehu and Tamnehu. But that's a whole other subject. But looking at it, brothers and sisters, in this case, when we see Mitzrayim, that ayim means dual plural of whatever the word is attached to it. In this case, Machzor means distress. So for linguistics purposes, it's generally translated because of geography, Egypt, but that is not the literal meaning of that. Any questions? Let it be stated in the comments. Thank you for that. Then we have here the word asher, which. Asher, which. Yeshaptem ba. Yeshaptem ba. You all sat, you all dwelt ba, in her. Now, let's look at this, brothers and sisters, for reference purposes, right? We have here, sorry about that, Eretz Mitzrayim, land of Egypt, which we already explained what Mitzrayim means, right? Asher means which or that or who, all right? And here we have, sorry about that, Yeshatem ba. Those are two different words. All right, so if we look at this, change the font real quick to Times New Roman. In that case, and if we put it back in here. So let's look and see what we have gathered in this particular case, if we will, family. All right, so let's look. Asher means that or which, all right? Yeshaptem. It comes, brothers and sisters, from the root word yashab, where you get the word yeshiva or yeshiva, according to modern saying, meaning university, right? But, brothers and sisters, when you say yeshaptem, this tem serves as a suffix. It comes initially from the word atem, which means you all. So yeshaptem, you all sat. All right, you all dwelt. Now, we're going to, in the future, go over the whole matter of Yashab and go into how that goes into Yashab, Yashabah, Yashabtem, Moshab, Mosbot, and we'll make a lesson and get into that creator willing. So we can see, again, as the brother wrote in the book, Hebrew is easy. Once we understand the qualut, or the easiness of the language, then you'll be amazed as to how quick you can learn it. All right, and so forth. I don't want to be mean or disrespectful. It says, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of devices. They who seek me shall find me. Now, when you deal, say, with Hebrew, similar premise. Those who seek it will find it. Those who want it, who got that thirst, who got that passion for it, will get it. The Most High will give you, and I'm not trying to play prophet. I'm not a prophet. The Most High will give you what you want when your heart desires. But the result depends on what you want, whether it's good or bad, will be the result of it. You want to pursue wickedness? The Most High, according to the prayers we used to read, the Most High will give the wicked evil according to his wickedness. So you want to keep on being evil, and that's what you pursue, the Most High will give you that as well. But brothers and sisters, what we don't want to do is pursue evil, rob. We don't want to pursue reshak or wicked. You understand? Getting back into this. Now let's look. We see Yeshatem Ba. This part right here, brothers and sisters, which we care to show. All right. Look at it in this case, right? If we have the pen here, that Ba. Why would we see Ba in that case? With the hey, with the dagesh, which is the dot within it, is because it represents the feminine principle in her. Egypt is a land. Canaan is a land. Things of the earth are represented in Hebraic thought in a feminine principle. So this is why you would sit there and see it, brothers and sisters, in that particular case. All right? Any questions or comments, please feel free to put it into the chat. Thank you. Lo, okay, we want to show with the laser pointer, sorry. With the time we allotted, let's do this, family. Lo ta'asu, uk ma'aseh, eres kina'an, asher. So let's look at this, brothers and sisters, and get into this. Thank you for that, family, if we will, right? We have here, right? Sorry about that. Lo ta a su. Right? Now, let's look at this, and we're going to translate it. You all shall not do. Now, we go back here into the slideshow, right? And we want to show with the laser pointer. If there's any questions, again, please feel free to type it into the chat. Lo ta'asu. Lo means no or not. When you're telling someone to not do something, whether you say lo ta'asu, you or will not do, or you or are saying al ta'asu, which means don't do. The negative aspect of no or not precedes the verb. All right? You will not do. In English, the word not is within the sentence itself in structure and grammar. In Hebrew grammar, the no or the not precedes the actual verb itself. Okay, we've gone over the fact that asa is a verb. Now, of the verbs that we've discussed, be it the lamed aleph, the lamed hey, the pei nun, or the pei aleph, just using those four of the several, we want to point out, brothers and sisters, that this verb, brothers and sisters, all right, this is a lamed hey verb. What do we mean when we say a lamed hey verb? Is any verb in root that ends with the letter hey. All right, so that's something we care to point out, brothers and sisters, for reference purposes. Lo ta'asu, you all shall not do. Right? Now, let's look, if we will. Thank you for that, family, with the time. When we look at this right here with the pen, first off, or not even first off, sorry. Let me sit there and change the font on this a little bit to the Times New Roman. Okay, I'll try to show this in as much real time as possible. All right. And we're going to enlarge this, if we will. All right. Now, ta'asu, it comes from its root word asa. This is a command form. When you're saying lo ta'asu, it becomes in the future tense. Let me explain what I mean when I say that. All right, let's look, if we will, because I don't want to just say command form and leave it at that, because that's not that accurate. Let's look at this, if we will, right? Laser pointer. That towel that you see in the beginning represents it, brothers and sisters, to be in the matter of it being a future tense. The future tense in that particular case, right? Lo ta'asu, you all shall, or you all will. In this case, not do, not make, not do the action of. All right. So these are things we want to point out. So let's go on to this part here, the second part. Uk ma'ase, and as the doings of. So let's expound upon this, if we will, right? Thank you. In as much real time, I want to write this as much as possible. All right. Uk ma'ase. Put it like that, brothers and sisters, right? This, going back with the laser pointer, this wow that you see there with the dot in it is referred to as a shuruk, right? So let's look. Uk, that kaf has a shawah with it. This is not to play salesman, but in the book of Brother wrote, Hebrews Easy, Volume 1, I spent an extensive amount of time regarding the Shawah and how that works. You see it in Yisrael, all right? You see it in other words like that, like Malchaka, your king, and so forth and so on, all right? So just want to point that out for reference purposes. Uk ma'ase. Now remember, as we stated here, with this men, kub ma'ase, like the doings of, we have here uk ma'ase. Now this waw is joined on with the kaf, or must I say the kaf is joined on with the waw because you read Hebrew from right to left. That sound represents the word in English and. So what can we point out? And is a conjunction inside of the English grammar. But brothers and sisters, in Hebrew, it's attached to the same word. It's not like and such in Hebrew. And such is all one word. All right. As is its own separate word, like L-I-K-E, given the similarity of is a separate word in English. In Hebrew, it's all put together, if we will. All right. Uk ma'ase, and as the doings of. Now in English, we see it says or has different words spaced out, but in Hebrew, it's one word. All right. Eretz Canaan, the land of Canaan. Many people have stated that the word Canaan means merchant. All right, that is some of the definitions you may see for Canaan. Eretz Canaan, the land of Canaan. Asher, which. Now, brothers and sisters, this Asher that we see here, meaning which or that or who, is the same as this Asher that we see here. Now, let me expound upon this ashir that you see with the aleph and what is referred to as the patak kwamat. That is when you see the patak, which is the ah sound, and right next to it on its right-hand side, you see what looks like a shawah together as one vowel. What essentially happens there, brothers and sisters, is that it is generally said that you say it faster. It's not ashir, it's ashir. That's essentially what it is. But whether you say ashir or ashir, it's still saying the same definition in translation. Brother wrote, is the shawah after the waw in the beginning always pronounced together? Okay, let me try to understand. If, pardon me, the brother is asking Yirmiyahu, is the shawah after the waw in the beginning always pronounced together? Yes, in most cases. Anytime you have a shawah and it is the second letter, you join it with the sounding of the first letter. So let's say instead of it being a oo sound, if that was a resh with a kwamat or patak, it would be rak ma'aseh. You understand? Hopefully that answered your question, Aki. Thank you for the question. So I just want to point that out, say in that particular case. If there's any questions or comments, Again, feel free to type it into the chat. I feel a little weird because I normally don't sit there and make sure or have the camera upon self, but this time I am in a different mode as far as the teaching goes. Excuse me, family, and I do mean family. It is what it is. Excuse me. So as we were, we're going to pull this back up and continue in this particular case, right? I was told from my lady that sometimes when I do drink something, it sounds on the camera. So I'm not going to do the thing with the sound on the thing, but I am thirsty at times. So let's continue on in this particular case, if we will, right? So here we have Eretz Canaan, all right? The land of Canaan, right? Now, looking at it like this, and of course we see, well, I want to put this, sorry about that. And here we have again, all right, Asher, which, who, or that. Now, when we see, brothers and sisters, the word who, this is not the who like a question. That is the word me. Me, ze, who is this? All right? Looking at it in that particular case. So here we have it, brothers and sisters, looking at it like this slideshow from the current slide, right? Are there any questions or comments? Please feel free to put it and type it into the chat. Thank you for that, all right? Looking at it in that particular case. So we have do ta'asu, you all shall not do. Alamed hey, meaning alamed hey verb. Kama ase. Now you see the hey there, but this is the actual noun of such. Remember, when you put a mem, as we showed here, with this one here being highlighted, bold, and enlarged, that means that you are making it, brothers and sisters, that verb into a noun. All right, similar premise here. And as the doings of the land of Canaan, right? Asher, Ani may be at Kem Shama. Let's look at this, if we will, and go into this. All right? Ani. Now, in Hebrew, we want to point out there is no correct Hebrew spelling in English for a Hebrew word. So Ani can be A-N-I, A-N-E-E, A-N-Y-E. As Moreh Mishael pointed out, may he rest in peace, your Hebrew notes are for you. So however you understand how Ani should be spelled in English letters, spell it as so, because it's for yourself. There is, again, no correct English spelling for a Hebrew word. All right? So looking at it like that. Ani, I, or I am. This is for masculine or feminine. So a female, regardless of age, or a male, regardless of age, would say Ani, speaking of oneself. All right, in that particular case. So let's look. Ani, maybe, brings, bringing, or brings. All right. Present tense. Now, what are we saying here, brothers and sisters, and looking at it in this? We have the word maybe. Maybe means bringing. This is kind of what we talked about earlier when it says Hebrew words that sound like English, because in English, maybe means a possibly or possibility. But in Hebrew, the word maybe means bringing. This is a present tense. Of the stems in Hebrew, this is referred to as the Hefil stem. The Hefil stem, brothers and sisters, is generally the causative of the qual stem. So now if you take may be, meaning bring, in the he fill stem and perform it into the qual stem, the first of the 7 stems, you get the word ba. Word ba means to come. I ni ba, I am coming. He ba, she is coming. Anaknu ba'in, we are coming. Now, to show how that qual stem ba, not to be confused with the ba we went over earlier, meaning in her, brothers and sisters, but more so ba meaning ani ba, I'm coming. Hu ba, he is coming. Ata ba, you are coming. In that particular case, you will have it to where maybe is the he feel of it. The causative of come is to bring. And so when you're bringing something, you're causing it to come. This is how we see that the he feel stem in general is the causative of the qual stem. Are there any questions in what we are just talking about? Please put it into the chat. I can be reached at 908-587-4841. All right? Let's continue in this, brothers and sisters. All right? Etkem, you all. Shama. So let's look at this, if we will, right? We have here sorry about that. Et Kem. You all. MP stands for masculine plural. Okay? Now, if there are 50 males and 10,000 females, and you're saying you all, you will still say the masculine. If there are 80 females and 2 baby boy males, and you're talking to all of them, you will still use the masculine. The only time you will use all feminine is if you are speaking to a group of people and excluding the males, or if there are no males present and you're speaking to the group of people that's there. All right, so we want to point that out for reference purposes. Etkem, you all. Now, this is called, brothers and sisters, this is part of the object pronouns. We have different types of pronouns. The direct pronoun of such as you all will be atem. The object pronoun of you all will be etkem. All right? So, brothers and sisters, object pronouns always go after the end of the verb. The verb in this case is the word may be, bring. I am bringing you all. You will not say correctly in Hebrew, ani may be atem shama. I am bringing you all there. You would have to perform it from the matter of the direct pronoun atem to the object pronoun etkem. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about? I'm going to go over this a little bit later on in the presentation so it can be better expounded upon. Then we have here the word shama, right? Means there. Now, many times you say the word sham, meaning there. But remember, we're talking about lands, which is part of earth, which is treated in the feminine in Hebrew. So therefore, just like when we saw this here, right? Ba, right? Looking at it from this point here, underlined in the red, treated in the feminine. And here we see shama, that has the quamats followed by the hey, treated in the feminine. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about? Please let me know in the chat. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about? Please let me know in the chat. Thank you, family. All right. So now let's look. Lo ta'asu. U kukutehem lo teleku. So let's look at this, family, in this particular case. Right? We want to put the Times New Roman. We want to enlarge this, if we will. All right? Now, we saw here lo ta'asu. Correct? looking at the laser pointer. Any questions, please feel free to type it into the chat. Lo ta'asu, we see right here. And there we see lo ta'asu. The definition does not change. Just as much, not to be funny, the servant in Isaiah chapter 41 doesn't become another servant in Isaiah 53, which we're going to talk about as time goes on. But brothers and sisters, looking at it in this particular case here, lo ta'asu, uku quotehem lo teleku. Now, don't let, and I say this in due respect, a word that sounds like a bigger word digress from thinking that Hebrew is easy. It's ours. Let's claim it. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High. Let's continue in this, right? And I want to say on a human level, this comes after sitting under 3 years under Kohen Mikael. For those who do know, that's my Hebrew teacher. This comes after sitting for under a year of, if the Ima still there, Ima Tamikia. This comes after sitting since you was 11 years old under More Hoshea, may he rest in peace. This comes after sitting under, may he rest in peace, More Tibak. I did a Hebrew lesson and went over all my Hebrew teachers. Some of them are among us, some of them are not. You understand? This comes from calling More Mishael when he was among us and just asking question after question after question after question and getting it. This comes from sitting with More Mishael's children going back and forth in the language. You understand? Brothers and sisters, give respect where it's due. You have some people that are morim or teachers and will not acknowledge who taught him or her, because morim teachers in that case would identify either all male teachers or male and female teachers, and will sit there and just say that they taught themselves. Now, if somebody on this earth did not show you, then the glory directly goes, as all cases, to the Most High. We don't support by saying, oh, okay, we're going to take our teachers in place of the Most High. No, we're not doing that. But brothers and sisters, you must be a Ruach Zadon, not with the Zadeh, but with the Zion. Zadon means arrogant. To sit there and have a whole lesson and you don't acknowledge the people who put you on into where you are now. Give them some kind of credit. You understand? It doesn't make you any less of a moray. You understand? Don't worry about one. Maybe they go and check out somebody else's channel. I'll be the first to tell you. Pick your Hebrew teacher. So, brothers and sisters, going back into this, if we will, right? This here, right, says, Lo ta asu. You all shall not do. Right? Then we see here, ub, ku, quo. Just put it like that. Ku, quo, te, him. And in their statutes, lo, no, or not, te, teleku. You all shall go. Right? Now, there are those, not to sound like I'm debating, that would say, well, Hebrew ain't important. Here's the problem, Israel. When you say Hebrew is not important, we pick Hebrew names. If somebody were to go online and call me by my government, I'll be offended. So we can't pick Hebrew names. We can't sit there and suggest Hebrew names. We can't sit there and in certain cases name our children Hebrew names, name our spouses Hebrew names, or like the name that our spouse may pick as a Hebrew name and then sit there and state that Hebrew is not important. We can't do that. Because if it wasn't important, then you wouldn't name yourself in it. Most Israelites say what? Shabbat Shalom. Very few Israelites would say Sabbath peace. So I want to suggest, take the Hebrew you know and build upon that. If you know Shabbat means Sabbath and the verb Shabbat means to cease or to desist, then you know how to say I am ceasing, we will cease, we did cease, we want to cease, we ceased, we will not cease, this time we will cease. And shalom, meaning from shalom, which means complete. I was complete, I will be complete. On this cessation, on this sabbatical time, I will be complete. You can say all of that once you understand how Hebrew works. You understand Hebrew's easy. Let's remember that. With the timing allotted. Thank you for that, family. All right, so let's look. Right? We want to point out, first we want to enlarge this, if we will. Thank you for that, family. All right. Looking at it in this particular case. Okay. Why do I keep doing that? I don't mean to do that. I apologize. Want to go to the laser pointer. Lo ta'asu. You all should not do. We went over that in the past. Ukupo tehen. What are we looking at? This u, as in before, means and. So as the brother asked, right? When we went over this, uk ma'ase, this wow with the shawah with the kaf, you join it together. Now, same thing you do here. This bet has a shawah, so you join it with the sound beforehand, oob, and then you continue going. Just the same. When you see the shawah here, you see your joint together, then you keep on going. Same thing here. You see the shawah there, you read it and keep on going. Ukukwo tehen. Kok is the literal definition, meaning L-A-W, law or statute. The word Torah, brothers and sisters, literally means a teaching. Forsake not the law of your mother, is what Solomon stated, and Proverbs. Forsake not the law or the teaching of your mother, which shows us in Israel. If the word more means a male teacher, morah means a female teacher, and Torah would mean, brothers and sisters, a teaching. Hore means a male parent, and horah means a female parent. So a female parent, horah, he, morah, she teaches et haTorah, the teaching. So now when we go in Proverbs 31, and it distinctly says that the Torah Kesed, the law of kindness, is on her tongue. The English would say law of kindness, but we can understand that Torah, meaning a teaching, the teaching of kindness is on her tongue about the virtuous woman. Therefore, anybody saying a woman cannot teach is not what the Tanakh is saying. Because if it says the law, which we understand Torah is teaching, the teaching of kindness is on her tongue, as in the case of Abigail and David, don't sit there and put Nabal to death, because if you do, it's going to look bad for you. Abigail had wisdom. She taught David something, and it did not make David a man, a simp, to be taught by a woman. It didn't make him henpecked. It didn't make him a coward. It didn't make him a sucker. It didn't make him weak or a simp or anything of that sort. You understand? By the way, not being funny, the Hebrew word for simp or simpleton or simple is the word petit, not to be confused with petty in English. But petit is the Hebrew way of saying a man that's a simp. It is not trying to be disrespectful. This is Shabbat. We want to keep it on focus. I'm just pointing this out here, brothers and sisters, that if it says the law of kindness, Torah Kesed al Shonah, upon her tongue is the law of kindness, which the teaching of kindness, that means a woman has the ability in the, said the Old Testament, to teach. But let's get back into this, because she can teach kindness. So we have ukukwo, and in, and but in or with, kukwot. You might see in Numbers chapter 19 the word kukwat, which means statute of. But the word kuk itself, with the ket and the kuf, means law or statute. That is the literal definition of it. Kukwot tehen. This te with the yod shows the possessive, belonging to whoever the suffix is, hen, theirs, of them. and in the statutes of them, and in their statutes, and in the statutes of those individuals, that him, and we want to show this, if we will, with the pen. Thank you for the time, family. All right. No, we ain't doing that. That ain't gonna work. We're going to erase that. We're going to go here, take this, bold it, and enlarge it, because that becomes important, because that right there, all right, when you see the part that's just bold and expanded, that right there serves as a suffix. Now, you show that in attachment with whatever precedes it. This word, ukukotehem, literally means "and in their statutes." In Hebrew, it's all one word. And in statutes of theirs. In Hebrew, it's all one word. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about? Please let me know in the chat. Thank you for that, family. Right? Lo, you all, pardon me, lo, in this case, lo teleku, you all shall not walk or go. Now let's look at this word right here, if we will, right? We're going to take it, go here, if we will, and make some notes on this. Oh, so you don't want to be friendly with me now, huh? We're going to go back here. Okay, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing like that. Why is there a plane flying in this area of New York? Yeah, it's time to leave the country soon enough, but that's a whole other story. Why are they flying planes in certain places, for those who know? But anyway, let's get back into this here, if we will, family, right? We have here, and it worked this time. Thank you for that layout, if we will. Okay. Now, let's make some notes concerning this, if we will, right? Going to not have that on 60, but rather here. Tele. Who you all shall go, from the word halak, meaning en route to go or walk. Literally, LIT stands for literally, right? Meaning he went. Remember, the third person masculine is always the root of said something in that case. And somebody wrote, brother wrote, so the zere is an A sound like a short E sound. Yes, we can say that, to answer your question. Thank you for that question or statement, my brother. Yes. All right. So we have here, which we want to show, all right, with the timing allotted. We have here, Hey, Lamed. This is the app that I use to put the Hebrew books together. All right. It's called Do It in Hebrew. We have here, they say gone, but okay. Halak, to go, walk. Now, what can we point out in this, brothers and sisters? There's a couple of things, not trying to be funny or anything of that sort, but as we get into this matter here, right? We have halak, to go or to walk. Teleku is the future tense. This kaf and this waw, which we're going to show bold and enlarge it, we try to do this in as much real time as possible, shows it to be the plural. The kaf sofi, brothers and sisters, we're going to show here, right? in the red. The red that you see there, all right, we want to show with the laser point, if we will. Right? Thank you for that, family. That kaf, so feet, when you have it in the Hebrew, biblically, that we have, becomes what you call a regular kaf, or not a so feet. So they both make the K sound, one at the end and one not at the end of a word. All right. As we've gone over before, there were no quote so feet letters in Ibrit Atik or ancient Hebrew. All right. But brothers and sisters, in that particular case. So let's look. The hey that we see here, brothers and sisters, we want to show it the, if we will. No. In the blue underline, that hey is not in this word, even though it's its root. The hey drops out. This is what they refer to, which we Israel should not call it that, but in colleges and so forth in Hebrew, they will say that is what we refer to as an irregular, but it's not irregular. It's ours. Let's claim it. So it is what it is. But nonetheless, this letter hey drops out when you conjugate it inside of the future tense. We understand conjugate is when you take the root of something and put it in the past, present, or future of something. Now, let's look and close out, brothers and sisters. We have here the word yeshabtem. Past tense, the pronoun shows it as a suffix. Teleku, this tile represents the future tense, but the hey drops out. All right? Just want to point that out. So to identify in verbs the aspect of it, whether in the future tense, you see it as the prefix, what goes before the root. In the matter of it in the past tense, it shows in the suffix what goes after the root. Are there any questions concerning what we talked about? The presentation has ended, brothers and sisters, for those who are interested. And giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the Creator, the Maker of heaven and earth. We are going to look at this here, brothers and sisters, and go here, if we will. Ukma'aseh eretz Mitzrayim lo yeshabtem ba. And as the doings of the land of Egypt, the land of double straits, the land of double trouble, the land of double distress, which Asher yeshabtem, you all sat shama there in her, not there, but you all dwelt or you all sat in her, because it's land, so it's represented in the feminine. Lo ta'asu, you all shall not do. Asu ta'asu. We want to point out, you all shall not do. We just said the future tense is shown as the prefix. So this ta, asu, that ta represents the future tense. Uk ma'ase, and as the doings of Eretz, the land of Canaan, lo, pardon me, I didn't get there yet. Canaan, Asher, which I am bringing et kem, you all, shama, there, lo ta'asu, you all shall not do. Lo ta'asu here, lo ta'asu here. The second line and on the fourth line. Ub and in kuktehem, and in the statutes of those, and in their statutes, lo teleku, you all shall not walk. That is how that works in that particular case. If there are any questions or comments concerning what we went over, the number is across the screen, 908-587-4841. All right? We spoke earlier, brothers and sisters, but we're going to postpone it, about the direct and the object pronouns. And what I'm going to do, brothers and sisters, is put a video that goes over the pronouns from the Hebrew classes that was done. So stay tuned for that. When this is uploaded, you can check the description in the future and see a class on the pronouns itself that's done in the description. And give an honor and praise unto Yah, the Creator, the Maker of heaven and earth. We hope and pray that everybody is well. and will be better. All right? If I can be heard, brothers and sisters, please type in the number 4. If I can be heard and you are in good spirits, please type in the number 4. All right? Give me 1 second, family. We are going to close out in prayer and song and shalom. Hallelujah. Modim Rabim Lefanekaya Elohim. Many thanks unto you, O Lord our God. Elohei Abotenu, God of our forefathers. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Israel. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Babakusha Shemana Tefelo Tenu. Hear our prayers, please. Wata'ane Otad, and answer them. Kiata El Hashomea Kol Debarim, for you are the God who hears all things. Ta'anenu, answer us. The Yom Kwara'enu, in the day in which we call. Kianaknu Zorakim Okatli Yok Bakayenu, for we need you in our lives. Billy Yoka, Eneno Yekolim La Asot Chum Dabar. Without you, we are able to do naught. Elohenu Auna Ta'azob Otanu. Our God, do not forsake us. Wahoshana Wahatzena et Bnei Israel Mekal Zarinu, and save, deliver the children of Israel of all our troubles.
Oh,